Ethan Brooks never missed Friday coffee night. For 6 months straight, he sat at the same booth in Maple Diner, waiting for his best friend, Mark, to show up. But tonight, Mark wasn't coming. Instead, the bell over the door jingled, and in walked a young Chinese woman in a cream coat, clutching a leather folder. Her eyes searched the diner until they landed on Ethan. She approached him slowly, her voice trembling. "Mr. Brooks," she said, "you don't know me, but I think your friend Mark betrayed you, and I have proof." Ethan froze, his hand tightening around his coffee cup. The same friend who'd stood by him through his wife's death, betrayed him? Pause. Cinematic tension rises as her folder rests on the table between them like a bomb about to explode. "Movie camera, before I show you this," she whispered, "you need to promise, you'll want the truth." Backhand index pointing right. "Hey guys, before we dive deeper into this shocking story of trust, betrayal, and redemption, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Kindness Chronicles, where real hearts meet powerful stories that change lives." Now, back to Ethan and the secret that would turn his world upside down. Story. Ethan Brooks, 38, was a single dad raising his 8-year-old daughter Lila in the small town of Glenview, Oregon. He worked as an auto mechanic, honest, quiet, hardworking. After his wife passed away from cancer 3 years ago, Mark, his college friend and business partner, had been the only one who helped him rebuild his life. Together, they ran Brooks and Hale Auto, a modest but respected repair shop. Mark handled the finances, while Ethan worked under the hood. Ethan trusted him with everything, even his late wife's life insurance savings. So when the young woman, Mei Lin Zhao, showed up at his diner table that night, Ethan's world started to crack. Mei Lin explained she was the daughter of a Chinese industrialist, a silent investor in small American businesses. Her family had invested in dozens of repair shops through intermediaries, including one owned by Mark Hale. "I found documents," she said, sliding the folder toward him. "Mark used your name, your identity, even forged your signature. He's been selling company shares behind your back to overseas investors, including us." Ethan stared at the papers. There it was, his signature. His name on contracts he'd never seen. Bank statements showing hundreds of thousands of dollars transferred under Brooks and Hale Holdings. His hands trembled. "That can't be right," he whispered. "Mark wouldn't do that. He's family." Mei Lin's eyes softened. "I didn't want to believe it either. My father trusted him too. But I came here because I saw the emails. He was planning to sell your shop next month. You'd lose everything, and never know why." Ethan felt his stomach twist. That shop wasn't just metal and grease, it was his wife's dream. Before she died, she'd told him, "Keep that shop alive, Ethan. So Lila knows her parents built something that lasts." Now, it was all slipping away. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He sat by Lila's bedside, watching her tiny chest rise and fall. How could he face her, or himself, if all he'd built was stolen? He drove to the shop at dawn. The sign Brooks and Hale Auto hung crooked, swaying in the wind. Inside, Mark was already there, sleeves rolled up, counting receipts. Ethan's voice was quiet but sharp. "Mark, we need to talk." Mark looked up, startled. "Whoa, what's up, man? You look like you haven't slept." Ethan slammed the folder on the counter. "You want to tell me why my name's on contracts with foreign investors?" Mark's face drained of color. He didn't answer right away, just closed the office door behind them. "Ethan," he sighed, "listen, I can explain." But his tone wasn't guilt. It was defense. He claimed he'd been trying to save the business, that Ethan wasn't thinking long-term. "I had to bring in investors to keep us afloat," Mark said. "And yeah, maybe I signed your name, but you should thank me. You'd still have a roof over your head." Ethan's jaw clenched. You forged my name. You lied to me. You stole from me. Mark's voice rose. I built this too. I was there when your wife died, man. I held your kid when you couldn't get out of bed. Don't talk to me about betrayal. The two men stood inches apart, a storm of broken trust between them. Then Mark dropped a final blow. You think you're the victim here? You already got what you wanted, sympathy, a single dad label, the community's pity. But I kept this place alive. Ethan's knuckles tightened. For a moment, he almost hit him. But then he saw a photo on the wall, his wife smiling, grease on her hands, holding baby Lila. She wouldn't want violence. She'd want truth. He stepped back. You'll get your truth, Mark, in court. The following week was chaos. Ethan filed charges. Mark denied everything. Investors began pulling out. But in the midst of it all, Mei Lin stayed in town. She translated emails, helped Ethan trace stolen funds, and testified about the fake contracts her father's company had unknowingly approved. Every night, she'd visit the shop, helping Ethan fix old engines while he tried to keep business running. Slowly, a friendship grew. Why are you helping me? He asked one evening. Mei Lin smiled faintly. Because I know what betrayal feels like. My brother stole from our family business years ago. I saw my father forgive him, and it changed everything. He said, if you fight fire with fire, all that's left is ash. Those words sank deep into Ethan's heart. 2 months later. Court day. Mark sat across the aisle, tired, pale, defeated. Ethan had proof, witnesses, and Mei Lin by his side. But when the judge asked Ethan if he wanted to press for the harshest sentence, he hesitated. Mark looked up, eyes hollow. Ethan. I'm sorry, he whispered. In that moment, Ethan saw not an enemy, but a man lost in greed, guilt, and fear. Someone who'd forgotten the line between ambition and loyalty. He thought of Lila, of the lessons he wanted her to learn. He turned to the judge. I want justice, Ethan said softly, but I also want mercy. He should repay what he stole, but I don't want him in prison. Not for Lila's sake, not for mine. Gasps filled the courtroom. Mark's eyes welled up. For the first time in years, he broke, sobbing into his hands. The judge ruled in Ethan's favor, restitution and ownership restored. Afterward, Mei Lin walked beside Ethan out of the courthouse. You did the hardest thing a man can do, she said. You forgave. Ethan looked at her with tired eyes. I didn't do it for him. I did it for peace. She smiled gently. That's how peace starts, one act of grace at a time. Lila ran up and hugged her dad. Daddy, are we okay now? Ethan lifted her up. We're better than okay, sweetheart. We're free. Epilogue. A few months later, the sign above the shop read, Brooks Auto, built on trust. Mei Lin had become their business consultant and a dear friend, almost family. Together, they built the shop back stronger, with honesty at its core. And sometimes, when rain fell outside the diner window again, Ethan would smile, remembering that night a stranger walked in, carrying the truth that broke his world, only to rebuild it with kindness. Soft piano fades out.